Hey friends, it's me, Erin, your friendly neighborhood energy alchemist with today's Schumann Resonance Report for Tuesday, April the 29th. Boy, yesterday was an eventful day, wasn't it? So the first thing I want to address is the power outages across Europe. Spain, Portugal, parts of France, I believe Sweden or the Netherlands were affected. The official diagnosis or the official reason they gave was something to do with anomalous atmospheric conditions, something to that effect. I had a bunch of people tag me yesterday and ask me if it was showing up on the Schumann. Here's the Schumann. There's nothing showing up on this grid that is unusual. I just want you to know that. Nothing unusual on here. I did reach out to my friend who's a meteorologist. You guys know I talk about him a lot. And he basically told me that what the Spanish service is saying is that extreme fluctuations in temperature that happened rapidly caused a contraction in the atmosphere and caused a disruption in the lines. And I asked him if he thinks that's true, and he said, well, that's what they say. But he also was quick to say that he personally did not see anything on the weather models that would line up with what they said. He was very, very quick to say he probably doesn't have all the information, but he didn't see anything on the weather patterns that were lining up with what they were saying. But we don't know. But here are some things that we do know. We are currently reaching our solar maximum, and this solar maximum is stronger than it was predicted to be. The solar energies are bombarding the Earth, and our magnetosphere is weakening a little bit. We know all this. You have seen changes in weather patterns. You've seen more earthquakes lately, volcanic activity. It feels very related to me. I feel like we are witnessing Gaia giving birth to a new version of herself. But that's my personal opinion. It is really windy out here. I'm trying to reduce the wind noise, so I apologize. So to today's graph, we are very much in an integration and release pattern still, the same type of pattern we were in yesterday. For me, this is the most difficult energy to work with because I'm trying to integrate and release at the same time. Physically, this type of energy makes me very, very tired. My body just wants to rest. My brain is going 100 miles an hour, but my body wants to rest. And for me, my understanding about that is that we make small incremental cellular changes to integrate this and raise our base frequency. This isn't coming down. You got to go up. And because of those small cellular changes, your body is working hard during these times, and it may make you a little more physically tired than you normally would be, or more tired than seems right for the day. You know what I mean? You didn't do anything, but you're still really tired. Also, right around 3 a.m. Central Time this morning, we got a pretty big push of release energy. This release is coming forward through the crown, but targeting the heart. So today you may have your heartstrings pulled a little bit more than you normally would, or you may have things that bother you a little bit more right in that heart space than it normally would. This is just part of that release energy. Do yourself a favor and breathe your way through it. Don't push it away. Don't pretend it's not there. Acknowledge it and allow it to leave your space. In my dream last night, I was sitting at a desk that I had been chained to, and I was working on something, and someone walked by and asked me, why are you chained to your desk? And I said, because I'm trying to accomplish this goal. I listed a goal. I don't remember what it was now, but I was trying to accomplish the goal. And the person asked me, well, why are you chained to your desk? And I said, because I have to work hard to receive this. I have to prove myself as worthy. And then, like a loving friend, she walked over and she put her hand on top of mine and she said, friend, that's a lie. You never have to prove your worth. You're worthy just because you're here. And she took the chains off my arms and she said, there's a better way. And then I woke up. And then in meditation this morning, it was all about getting back in touch with our inner side, finding the piece of us that believes that we are worthy. Instead of listening to the outside world that tells us no pain, no gain, you have to work hard in order to receive, and all the things we've been trained to think, especially around the idea of not being worthy enough, it's time for us to reevaluate that. It's time for us to let that go. Because for many people, including myself, that thought is what's holding you back from getting what you want. That doesn't mean you're going to win the lottery or that things are necessarily going to roll through easily. But the more you tell yourself that you are required to work hard in order to receive what you're getting, if you don't work hard, your brain will tell you you can't have it because you've literally programmed it that way. So today is about recognizing that you are worthy. Just by virtue of being born, of being human, of being aware, you are worthy of everything you could possibly want. And alignment is not about going out and getting what you want. It's about stopping doing the things you're doing that are preventing you from having it come to you. Alignment is easy. It's about being in a stream. It's brought to you. When you are working hard to get something, you're fighting upstream on some aspect of it. So I'd encourage you to stop and ask yourself, on all the things that you're fighting hard against or working hard on, what is it about it that you believe requires a lot of work, and why are you forcing yourself to do that? Why? Of course, things take action and work, and you have to commit yourself to it, but there's an easier way, a way that feels more aligned with who you are and where you're going. You don't have to break your back, friends. If you do that, by the time you get there, not only will you resent where you are because it took so long and hurt so bad to get there, you're not going to allow yourself to enjoy it. There's a better way, friend. You don't have to work so hard. You don't have to break your back. Alignment makes things easier. Line up with where you want to go, setting your vibration as the same as where you want, and it'll come to you, friends. And don't kill me in the comments, because I get a lot of people that get mad at me when I say this, but it's true. It's 100% true. I'm living proof, quite literally. All right, here's our cards for today. Hopefully they don't blow away. So my guides are saying there are a lot of clashed interests, a lot of things that we don't need to be holding on to that are deeply planted in our root chakra, especially around the idea of abundance and family acceptance. My guides are saying that this thing that you're holding on to in your root is what's building and feeding that sense of lost confidence. In order for you to move forward, you are going to have to allow the disruption of that thought process. You do not have to earn everything that's given to you. Yes, it requires work, but you are worthy just by virtue of being here. Once that tower starts to disrupt and you start to believe more in the virtue of your worth, it brings about a sense of empowerment into your space. This in turn helps fuel that heart chakra and helps you see the path before you a little bit more clearly, because you're looking through the eyes of your heart instead of the eyes of your wallet. It's going to be a stormy day here in Illinois, but I'm excited for it. I love a good storm. Hopefully you can hear me. All right, so we're going to set our intentions here in the present moment and get ready for our day. Are you ready? Because I am. All right, take a nice big deep breath in and release. Drop your shoulders, and just remember that today is a great day. It's the first day for the rest of your life. How do you want to use this day? What do you want to do for yourself? Where are you going to show yourself that you're worthy of all the wonderful things that are coming forward? Because I know you are, so you know you are. It's a great day, friends. It's a great day.